Did you know that over 80% of people remember stories better than facts? That's right, humans are wired to remember emotions, not just data. In fact, studies show that a well-told story can make people more likely to change their opinions and even take action. Whether you're writing a novel, crafting a movie script, or telling a personal story, mastering the art of storytelling is a skill you need. But here's the kicker: many of the best storytellers don't just tell their stories, they shape them in ways that keep you hooked from start to finish. Ever wonder why certain stories stick with you for days, even weeks? Why some characters feel like old friends, even if you've only known them for an hour? It's all about the strategies they use. And today, I'm going to reveal 6 of them. We'll dive into the secrets of crafting stories that linger in your mind, how to make emotional connections that feel real, and how to build worlds so vivid they pull you in. Ready to learn the tricks that make great storytelling? Let's get started. Chapter 1. A good story isn't just about what happens, but about what doesn't happen. In storytelling, sometimes less is more. The art of leaving gaps or not explaining everything forces the audience to think. One study found that audiences remember more when they are given room to imagine details themselves. Instead of explaining a character's emotions, show subtle actions, like clenching fists or glancing away, that speak louder than any words. These small moments linger in the mind long after the story ends. A great example of this is in The Great Gatsby, where Fitzgerald never fully reveals Gatsby's past, letting readers fill in the gaps. This mystery builds intrigue, drawing people back to the story. When you leave certain elements unsaid, you're inviting the audience to engage more deeply. It's a dance of trust between you and the audience, trust that they will complete the picture. Storytelling thrives when you know when to withhold information. By doing this, your story stays alive in the minds of your viewers, long after they've finished it. Chapter 2. Emotion is the engine of storytelling. If your audience doesn't feel anything, they won't care about your characters or their journey. Research shows that emotional responses to stories are more likely to be remembered than factual ones. This is why stories like The Pursuit of Happiness or The Fault in Our Stars stick with us. They tap into universal human emotions, hope, loss, and love, that we all relate to. A good storyteller knows how to harness these feelings without overloading the audience. A study from the University of California found that people are more likely to remember a story if they've experienced emotional highs and lows. To create powerful emotional moments, show vulnerability in your characters. Let them be flawed, let them struggle, and let them grow. Readers or viewers will empathize with them. In fact, the more emotionally invested they are, the more likely they are to share the story with others. Stories with emotional depth not only captivate but also inspire action, which is why emotion is the true heartbeat of storytelling. Chapter 3. Pacing can make or break a story. It's about knowing when to push the accelerator and when to slow down. Too much action without pause can tire the audience, while too many slow moments can make them lose interest. A fascinating study by the University of Chicago showed that stories with a well-balanced pace keep audiences engaged 45% longer than those that don't. Think of The Hunger Games. Fast-paced action sequences alternate with slower, more reflective moments that allow the audience to connect with the characters. As a writer, you must understand the rhythm of your story. For tense scenes, build the suspense by slowing the pace down, using shorter sentences and lots of action. Then, when you need a moment of clarity, slow it down with longer sentences that give your audience time to breathe. Keep in mind that pacing is not just about speed, it's about timing. Knowing when to give your audience a breather is just as important as delivering the punch. The best stories, whether in books or movies, know how to master pacing. It's what keeps viewers on the edge of their seats, waiting for what's next. If you're finding this helpful, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more tips on how to become a great storyteller. Chapter 4. A plot twist should never feel forced or out of nowhere. The best twists are those that make the audience say, "I should have seen that coming." Crafting a believable twist means laying down the right groundwork. In The Sixth Sense, the twist isn't just shocking, it's built into every frame, every line of dialogue. Director M. Night Shyamalan planted clues, and when the twist was revealed, it felt inevitable. You can do the same in your writing. If you drop hints early on, your twist will feel like a natural evolution, not a shock tactic. A great twist builds on the expectations you've set up, then flips them on their head. In fact, a study from the University of California found that the most satisfying twists are those that resonate with the themes you've developed throughout the story. The audience doesn't want a cheap trick, they want a twist that makes them rethink everything. To create a twist that feels natural, avoid adding too many red herrings. Subtlety is key. When done right, a twist should feel like a revelation, not a revelation of a trick. Chapter 5. World building isn't just about creating a setting, it's about breathing life into it. The best writers know that it's the small details that make a world feel alive. In Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling doesn't just describe the Hogwarts castle, she makes you feel like you're walking through it. The way the castle smells, the sounds of footsteps echoing in the halls, the flicker of candles, it's these small touches that transport you to another place. According to a study by the University of Cambridge, the brain processes detailed sensory information more vividly, making the world feel more real. As a storyteller, you don't need to describe every single detail, but focus on the ones that matter. The character's favorite song, a cup of tea on a rainy day, or the sound of the wind in the trees can make your world come alive. When you weave details like this into your story, it feels rich and immersive, creating a world the audience wants to return to. And remember, it's not about overwhelming the audience with facts, it's about picking the right details to give your world texture. When done right, these tiny elements turn a setting from a mere backdrop into an essential part of your story. Chapter 6. A unique voice is what makes a story unforgettable. The way your characters speak, think, and interact is what sets them apart. In To Kill a Mockingbird, Harper Lee's narrative voice brings the entire story to life with its southern charm and moral clarity. Finding your own voice means understanding the tone and perspective that best serves your story. A good voice feels authentic. It's not just how a character talks, but how they see the world. Research shows that characters with strong, distinctive voices are far more engaging. A study conducted by the University of Edinburgh found that readers are more likely to feel connected to stories when the narrative voice is consistent and compelling. Voice also influences how readers perceive characters, whether they are trustworthy, likable, or relatable. To master voice, think about your character's background, personality, and struggles. The way they speak or think should reflect their unique worldview. And remember, the voice doesn't just belong to the character, it's also embedded in the storytelling itself. Crafting a distinct voice is about owning your narrative and making it sound like no one else's. When you nail this, your story will have a signature that sticks with the audience long after they've finished reading or watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more storytelling tips that will take your writing to the next level.